Hey guys, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use a for loop in Excel VBA. Let's get started. For loops are used to execute code a fixed number of times and can be accessed through the Visual Basic editor in Excel. Let's start with our first example on sheet 1. We are going to use the for next statement to loop through the products in column A and update the appropriate application type in column B. First, we will need to open the Visual Basic editor. You can do this using the Alt F11 shortcut, or you can select the Developer tab and then Visual Basic under the Code section. Here on the left, we have our Excel objects. Double-click on Sheet 1 to open its code window. We will create a new subroutine called TOTN for loop example 1. We'll create an integer variable called lCounter. And we'll start our for loop by entering for lCounter equals to 2 to 4. lCounter is our loop counter variable, and we want the for loop to start at 2 and end at 4 and increment by 1 each time we pass through the for loop. Next, we'll use an if statement to test the value in column A. So we enter f cells lCounter, 1 dot value equals Excel then. This will test the value in column A. The first time we enter the for loop, lCounter will be equal to 2, so it will test the value in row 2, column 1, which is cell A2. If this value is equal to Excel, that we want to set the corresponding value in column B to spreadsheet, so we enter cells lCounter, 2 dot value equals spreadsheet. Let's test for another condition by entering else f cell lCounter, 1 dot value equals access then. And we'll set the value in column B to database when this condition is met. And we'll test for one more condition by entering else f cells lCounter, 1 dot value equals word. And we'll set the value in column B to word processor for this condition. We'll close off our if statement with end if, and close up or for next statement with next lCounter. When we go back to our worksheet, we'll use a button to run this code under the Developer tab. Select Insert, and then click on the button icon, left-click, and drag to throw your button on the worksheet. Select TOTN for loop example 1 to assign the macro to the button, then click on OK. We'll change the button text to something more meaningful. To run the code, just click on the button and all of the application types in column B will be updated. The for loop test of the values in cells A2, A3, and A4 and updated the corresponding values in cells B2, B3, and B4. Let's go to sheet 2 and look at another example. We'll create two integer variables called lCounter1 and lCounter2, and start our first for loop by using the counter variable called lCounter1 starting from 2 and ending at 9. But this time, we will use the step keyword to increment our loop counter by 2 each pass through the loop. We'll enter cells lCounter1, 2 that value equals team A to set the corresponding value in column B to team A. And then we'll close the for next statement with next L counter 1. We'll create a second for loop using the counter variable called L counter 2, starting from 3 and ending at 9, also using the step keyword to increment by 2. We'll enter cells L counter 2, 2 dot value equals team B. And we'll close the for next statement with next L counter 2. So the first for loop will update cells B2, B4, B6, and B8 with team A, and our second for loop will update cells B3, B5, B7, and B9 to team B. Let's go back to our worksheet and create another button to run this code. We'll select TOTN for loop example 2 as the macro and click on the OK button. Again, we'll update the button text. To run the code, just click on the button and the teams will get assigned alternating between Team A and Team B. That covers some basic examples of how to create a for loop using the for next statement in VBA. Thanks for watching. And if you found this video useful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more content like this.